Welcome back to That Ain't This podcast. I'm your host, Jay Stat. And I'm back with another video from the Art of Dialogue and Choppa City interview. This is kind of, I'm going to say, a continuance of the first one. It's the same piece of the conversation, and he just goes deeper into what Diddy did. So let's tune in.
It's crazy, man. So the cars that Diddy bought you wasn't in your name.
It was in a company name. And then all right, and they went underwater. I lived in an area in New Orleans in the East called Mishu. It was a pretty good area too. Still is, but not as much as I used to. But I called them and I was like, "Hey, bro, my car's underwater. I'm trying to get them back. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to call the insurance company. I can't get through to nobody. They saying it's under the company name. Just like you're not getting the calls back."
Cold blooded.
And I was like, "Why not?" He was like, "'Cause you said you ain't wanna fuck with me, right?" I was like, "All right." He was like, "All right, Imma holler at you." I said, "Imma holler at you." That's
Oh,
exactly how it happened. So his mission, his
is that not hope? Is that not treating him like a lady? I'll say, like a woman. You know what I want to say, but the video just started. Is that not treating him like a? That's crazy, bro. On the business side, I get it. Diddy's protecting, blah blah blah. I get it, but why are you doing your artist like that? I just can't stand
his
it.
mission wasn't to see me win anyway. His mission was to see what he can milk out of me like he did the rest of the people in the band. And I just wasn't going. And the moment he realized, that he ain't going, he just like, Facts. Facts. And the crazy thing? I seen him. He did the Bad Boy reunion in Las Vegas. Um, he actually invited me. The Locks was there. Mace was there. Who else was there? Total was there. He invited me. And, what he said to me, he said, this before he ended up getting that situation. He seen me. He was like, "You looking good. Proud of you. To keep your chin up and you're looking good. And, I could tell you take care of yourself well. So that's a good thing. I'm proud of you for that." He said, "But I told you it was gonna get rough, didn't I?" One thing I want to say to him now, you're right. You told me it was gonna get rough. But it ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun, is it? It's rough in that bitch, ain't it, son? It's rough in that bitch, ain't it, Did it? I feel you. I felt that. I know how that feel, you heard me? Yeah. Ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Yeah. That's the last thing he said to me. Told me he said, "I told you it was gonna get rough, didn't I?" And I wish I can tell him right now. Told you it was gonna get rough as well, didn't
Let them know. And you wrote some of Diddy hits, right? And you ain't get paid.
I? I did things behind the scene. Well, he made me sign, you know what I mean? So I can't really speak on that
Of
part. But
course.
yeah, but I did things. I wrote verses for him that sold platinum records. And courtesy of me not being over 18, you heard me, he
Cold
just
blooded. The
when I
game.
wanted to get compensated and reimbursed for my royalties, he didn't let me have it because basically told me that, you wasn't 18 anyway. And at the end of the day, you should be grateful of the situation that I gave you. So I'm gonna let bygones be bygones, let you go out the contract. And I was like, thank you. So I was grateful. I was grateful that he let me out the contract more than even recouping the royalties for what I did behind the scenes, because at the end of the day, I could have got in trouble for that thing. And he told me he could have got me prosecuted. Once he told me that, I was like, oh, he played different type of games. And that's crazy to
He
me.
said that?
Yeah, he told me that. He told me he can get me prosecuted if I continue to try to um, call his lawyer or try to get through to his mama, who really run all that shit, truthfully. And mama, you heard me, as a mom. And he was like, you keep trying to get your lawyers to get through. I'm gonna end up getting you prosecuted. You ain't belong on the show anyway, 'cause you're under 18. But the Cassie situation, when I seen Diddy, When I seen Diddy beating on that girl, it made me look at him so different. To me, honestly, everything was wishy-washy until people seen the video of Diddy beating that girl. That's just am I lying? So that's when it crashed. When it crashed. So what do you feel about it? Like, what do you think?
Be honest with you, man, I still can't believe it. Seeing somebody, that iconic crashing out like that on camera, kicking and stomping a female, crazy, man.
Everything I say, you can backtrack it and it all makes sense. Remember I told you that I know exactly who Choppa City is. I know who Young City is. I know who Choppa is. I know who City is, but I don't know who Kevin is. That's the problem. Did it? Jay-Z went the route of the right way to go. He went and got the wife, built the family, got it together out there in Malibu, well, doing it the right way. Period. So either Jay did it right. Did it? He couldn't commit, could he? He couldn't commit to a woman. He couldn't slow the down. Why? Why? Why he couldn't commit? It's the same answer I gave you. Because he know who Diddy is. Even though niggas is rocking the Sean John. He don't know who that person is. That's the only way that you can't figure out your glitch in your matrix is if you don't know yourself, if you don't know who you are, and if you don't love yourself. That's why you tend to do these unstructural things because you're ego tripping. You're controlling is because you can't control your mind. You can't control yourself. So you try to control other things around you. You don't look at people like human beings no more. You look at them like items that's disposable because you don't know yourself. You don't see the value in yourself. How you going to see it in others? That's the problem. That's when I say the humble pie. He need the humble pie. He need to realize that you don't own the world. You're just here on borrowed time, just like the rest of us. And if you don't utilize your blessing to know that you are on borrowed time, then they're going to take time from you. And that's exactly what I meant by that.
And I don't know if it's me, but he was doing a lot of weird stuff for his age and his status. And in Young Miami, I don't hear to me.
Are you listening to? I just need you to. You're a very intelligent man. This whole conversation, I peep. You're a very intelligent man. Right. At the end of the day, why the question you ask, why is he if he's such this, he's such bigger than the world, why would he really what you meant? Why would he stoop down to that stature of a woman? That's what you really meant to say, because and no disrespect to her. What it really means is did he want to live forever young? That's all it is. He want to live forever young. He want to keep up with the wave instead of finding new artists and doing it the way the gumbo that he created. Diddy had a strategy. Diddy had a what you call that? He had a what do you call that? Not a chemistry. He had a ingredients. Diddy had an ingredient, a certain ingredient of how he was able to succeed the way he did. Diddy said, "F the whole label. I'm just about to go out here and live like a young wild rich nigga." Diddy wanted to live like a young rich nigga instead of looking in the mirror and realizing exactly who he is. And that comes from you not loving yourself. I'm telling you, that's what it come from. Self-discipline. That's what it come from. What's the difference right now between Jay-Z and Diddy? Diddy know how to focus on what he want. Never quite focus on what he need. Because he feel like he can have whatever he want and need any given time he want. That's not self-discipline. The same thing he tried to embed in us on the band and probably to every artist that was down with him. Same thing, he couldn't practice what he preached. You gotta practice what you preach, for real. And he is the product of not practicing what he preached. For real, no matter why you think it happened to me when they hit me with sex trafficking and was out there sex trafficking people. I don't even fucking know what that meant. You know what I mean? I wasn't out here, yeah, bitch, give me money, beating you up, and I wasn't doing no shit like that there. But at the end of the day, that's how the media portrayed me. Period. That's how they portrayed me. And they dropped the charges, and I even tried to get that shit clear from them. They was like, if you don't get the fuck out of our face. So I'm like, damn. When people Google me and all that there, and they see sex trafficking, that shit don't never go away. And that's just what that is. He's like, it is what it is. A fucking police told me that. Las Vegas, police told me that. He said, it is what it is. I said, but y'all didn't prosecute me. We ain't got nothing to do with that. So I realized it's a cold game. Once it's out there, it's out there. So you might as well don't try to fix it either. You might as well just clear the air, let it be what it's gonna be. Because people, regardless of how it sounds, only gonna believe what they want to see and hear anyway. You can't live your life trying to prove to people. I think if Diddy would have sat down, went and got married, he did, life it would never happen to him. I believe that. I believe that. A young, wild, rich, young, wild life, that's shit for the birds. Diddy just thought he could live forever young. It made him sit his old ass down.
Cold blooded, man. Diddy. I know this was 20 plus years ago, and I know he wasn't thinking about none of this. And I know he was super up and on top of the world, but brother, man, stop doing people cold, man. The stuff eventually comes back around to bite you. It does. It might take 30 something years to do it, but when it happens, it's going to happen to you, man. Choppa City, I appreciate you for saying your truth and letting all this out. I'm your host, Jay Stat. If there is another video you think I should react to, drop it in the comments or send me an email at thatain'tthis253@gmail.com.